Okay, Coach. Well, the weather outside couldn't be better. They've opened the roof and the retractable windows on the sides, and it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 30, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 93 yards, and the Falcons have taken the early lead. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
Oh, a nice spin. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Check out. 5, 6, 3. Come on, boy. You better be ready.
First carry for Spencer Ware. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And now it's 2nd down, but here's the field goal team out onto the field. All right, Coach, we have a perfect day for football, and the roof is open, in fact, here at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready, get ready. Black 25. Mike, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They go play action here on first down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
To try again after the sack. Ryan, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Now that's the way to open up a game on defense. Back-to-back sacks. We know that someone's come to play today.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, exit. Good check. Mike.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And the pressure gets to him again. Anthony Walker. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Now it's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. This is Marlon Mack, 3rd-year running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Mike, look out! Right, 40. This way, coming this way. Here we go. 12. Mike's 59. Hey, Zoo. I don't even know why this team showed up. Right.
Throwing on third down. Luck. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Deion Jones in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. And take it right on the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
41 Mike. Pick it up.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing on second down, Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. On third down, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, first down, Falcons. Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for first and 10. Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They toss to Freeman. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
At the 12-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
So many play callers in the red zone worry about the negative effects of a play that they're about to call. But this guy, all he's worried about is gaining yardage and putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers.
From the gun on third down, Ryan. Flushed out right. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle up. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Deion Jones coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
59, Mike, 59, Mike. Check, 59. Yeah, let's go sack lunch.
From the 50, it's left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get out.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Matt Ryan now 3 first-half touchdown passes, and the Falcons will extend their lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Paris Campbell, and it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deion Jones getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offense.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. They'll run here with Freeman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Second down and goal. Ryan flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. A reminder once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business.
And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan connecting on his 4th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, and normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Mike to 59. Here we go, here we go. Hey, check. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Did you get this, boy?
Hey, Steve 6.
You think you gonna get this?
Throwing is long. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You've got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw, Love. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Deion Jones. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Check 12. Mike is 59.
3rd and long. It's Love. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Campbell. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They are going for it. It's Locke. He completes it to Bryant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. 3rd quarter starts with a run by Mack. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back, out of the back.
Now a hit and lock, lost the football. It's out, and the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
59, ready. That's 25, 58. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right, We got 4.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Ryan. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Hey, Delta.
Lock. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, passed Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. He really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
Darius Leonard, last year's leading tackler as a rookie in the NFL, in on the stop.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The throw right sideline here is complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Deion Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are in for 6. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Topper!
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Ryan. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Back now in Indianapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Jones. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Margus Hunt. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Right here, 41 Mike. In the face. Hey, Echo. Mike, pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
6-6. Pull it high. Let's get in that hole. 40 worth the Mike.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Matt Ryan now with 5 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Falcons add on. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Monday. Check 52. 12. Hey, check.
From the gun, here's Luck. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marched off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, and it's 3rd and short.
3 yards to go.
Let go. I got you. 11Z.
The shotgun snap for Luck. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
They're not ready for this. They still.
Here we go on 4th. Luck. Got an open man. That's Campbell. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are in for 6. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. It's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Margus Hunt picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Meanwhile, in Foxborough, there in the fourth quarter. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
The Colts on third down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun. Luck. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down, and that will force a turnover on downs. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
That's it, baby.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 2nd and 16, Ryan. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta.
Let's go.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
59. It's a party now. 12. Mike, say Alpha. 59.
On 1st down, it's Long. Under pressure, they got him again.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
The Colts on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Go. 59. I got one. Mike's 5'9".
Here's Locke. Campbell making the catch. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Locke. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Mike 25. Check 53's Mike. Watch the pass.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.